Well, hello, my friends, my galactic friends. Welcome into May the Turkey Legs be with you. It's another Thursday night, and I am excited to be here with you for another installment in this series where I am reading Star Wars stories. Um, I started a few weeks ago on May the 4th. And we've been reading through all of the trilogies of Star Wars. We started with the original trilogy, then we did the prequel trilogy, the sequel trilogy, and then this week, and then next week, which will be the fifth and final chapter or installment in this series. I have a set of 3 standalone Star Wars Little Golden Book stories that I will be reading for you. So I'll be reading for you. I will be starting in a couple of minutes. Hope you have had a wonderful day, a gobble-tastic Thursday. I sure did. I went and got I went to the eye doctor, had an eye appointment, and it's been overdue. Gotta say, way overdue for it. And but I'm gonna be getting my prescription changed. Gonna be getting new glasses in a week or so, and so that's that. Hello, Tina. Hello, Carol. Welcome in. A bear sent you. Wow. Well, I hope the bear didn't get me. Oh, and hello, Mary. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Well, it's time to get started in on the stories. Before I get started, on the stories, today is May the 25th, and it was on this day, exactly this day, 46 years ago, in 1977, that the original Star Wars, first known as just Star Wars, later given the name A New Hope, that movie came out in 1977 on this date, 46 years ago. So happy 46th anniversary to A New Hope. Also came out on this date back in 2018 is the movie, the Solo, a Star Wars story. And Solo is going to be one of the stories that I'll be reading, the Little Golden Book story for Solo, and this movie came out in 2018. About 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25 years ago. So it also came out on May the 25th. So happy anniversary, 5th anniversary to Solo, a Star Wars story. All right, well, with that, you have all come, hopefully, to listen to the Star Wars story. So here we go. Into that galaxy far, far away. We're starting, as I said, with Solo, a Star Wars story. This story has been adapted by Barbara Winthrop, illustrated by Pilot Studio. There once was a young man named Han Solo who lived on the planet Corellia. Han worked for a worm-like gangster named Lady Proxima, but he longed to escape and fly among the stars. So he stole a speeder and some valuable fuel called coaxium. But he couldn't leave the planet without his best friend, Kira. Han had to rescue Kira from Lady Proxima's dark, watery den. He didn't have a blaster, but he had a plan. And a rock. Smash! Han shattered a window and sunlight streamed into the den, causing the evil Lady Proxima to dive underwater. Han and Kira raced toward the local spaceport, but just when it seemed that they were going to get away, Kira was captured by Lady Proxima's guards. Go! Kira shouted to Han. Run! Han was alone and didn't know what to do. So he joined the Imperial Navy to get off Corellia and become a pilot. But things didn't go as Han planned. He ended up having to fight for the evil Empire as a foot soldier. One day on a muddy battlefield, Han met a disguised smuggler named Beckett. The smuggler and his crew were stealing a big ship called an AT hauler from the Empire. Han asked if he could come along, but Beckett didn't think the young man was up to the challenge. Instead, Beckett told an Imperial commander that Han was trying to run away. Feed him to the beast, the commander ordered. Han was thrown into a pit with a giant furry creature. Uh-oh. Luckily, the creature wasn't a monster. He was a friendly Wookiee named Chewbacca. Han and Chewbacca worked together to escape. Soon they found Beckett and joined the rest of his crew, Val the smuggler, and a four-armed pilot named Rio. Han and Chewbacca's first mission with Beckett's crew was to steal fuel from an Imperial train. But they weren't the only ones trying to rob the Empire's train. The fearsome warrior Enfy's Nest and a gang of masked bandits wanted the valuable fuel too. It was time for a fight. Unfortunately, the mission went horribly wrong. Val and Rio didn't make it through, and the train car holding the fuel crashed into the side of a mountain. Luckily, Han took control of the AT hauler and flew Chewbacca and Beckett to safety just in time. But Beckett was in trouble. The fuel was for Dryden Voss, the leader of a gang called Crimson Dawn. Now he, Han, and Chewbacca had to tell Voss they had failed. On board Dryden's fancy ship, Han asked the crime lord to give them another chance. Foss agreed under one condition. They take his top officer with them. It was Kira. Together again, Han and Kira came up with a new plan. They would steal the fuel from the mining planet of Kessel. To complete the mission, they'd need a fast ship. Kira knew the perfect one, the Millennium Falcon. Han tried to win the Falcon from its owner, Lando Calrissian, in a game called Sabak, but Lando cheated. Hi, Debbie. Welcome in. Happy Thursday to you. Great to have you. Kira offered Lando a share in the profits from the stolen fuel. Lando agreed to fly them to Kessel along with his droid co-pilot, L337. L3 was the best navigator in the galaxy. She would take the ship safely through a dangerous space storm called the Maelstrom that surrounded Kessel. Soon the Falcon landed on Kessel. Han snuck deep into the Kessel mine. While Han stole the fuel, Chewbacca and L337 set some captured Wookiees and droids free. Kira, Lando, Beckett, and the Wookiees held off the mine guards as Han and Chewbacca loaded the fuel onto the Falcon. The team blasted off, but an Imperial Star Destroyer blocked their path. Lando and L337 were injured, so Han took the controls and piloted the Falcon on a different route through the Maelstrom. Little did the crew know that a giant beast lived inside the Maelstrom. Thinking fast, Han launched the Falcon's escape pod to distract the beast. Then he used a burst of the stolen fuel to zoom away. Han piloted a course for the planet of Savareen to deliver the fuel to Dryden. Unfortunately, Enfys Nest's gang was waiting for them. Lando didn't want any more trouble, so he flew away in the Falcon. Han was shocked when Enfys removed her mask, revealing the face of a young woman. Enfys wasn't an enemy. She needed the fuel to fight against Dryden's evil gang and the Empire. Han and Kira wanted to help Enfys, so they tried to trick Dryden, but the crime lord had been warned by Beckett. With no other choice, Kira and Han sprang into action and defeated Dryden. Beckett ran off with all the fuel and took Chewbacca with him. Han went after Beckett to save Chewie. He hoped Kira would meet up with him soon. Instead, Kira pledged her loyalty to Crimson Dawn's leader, Darth Maul. Meanwhile, Han found Beckett. They both drew their blasters, but Han was a little quicker. And you know what that means when you're a little quicker with the blaster. Han gave the fuel to Enfys. To thank him for his help, she gave him one vial of the valuable fuel. With Chewbacca at his side, Han tracked down Lando for another game of Sabak. I'm feeling pretty lucky tonight, Han said. Lando wouldn't cheat him out of his prize again. Han finally won the Millennium Falcon from Lando. He took his place in the captain's chair with Chewbacca seated beside him. The two friends smiled at the galaxy of possibilities that stretched out before them. And that is the end of Solo, a Star Wars story. Let me see. Debbie, I saw that you had, you said you had your 2 infected teeth pulled today, so you're not feeling great. Hopefully this stream, my stories will help you feel better. Ouch. Oof. Very, I know that's not fun, but hopefully, hopefully this stream is helping you to feel better tonight, Debbie. I've got 2 more stories to read, so hang in there. I'm going to help you. Our second story tonight is Star Wars: The Legend of Obi-Wan Kenobi. The Legend of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This story is by Christopher Nicholas, illustrated by Ron Cohey. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there lived a Jedi Knight named Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan was a guardian of peace and justice and a master of the Force, a power that connects all living things. Over the years, he fought for freedom in the Clone Wars with the rebellion against the evil empire. As a young man, Obi-Wan was a Padawan learner. As a young man, Obi-Wan was a Padawan learner, an apprentice to a Jedi Knight being trained in the ways of the Force. Through his many acts of heroism, Obi-Wan rose to the rank of Jedi Master. During his life, Obi-Wan faced many frightening enemies, including the Sith, evil lords of the dark side of the Force. Also, ruthless bounty hunters, frightening monsters, and even a half-living, half-machine villain named General Grievous. Frightening monsters. and General Grievous. But Obi-Wan's greatest challenge was training a young Padawan named Anakin Skywalker. Anakin was manipulated by a Sith Lord, excuse me, by a Sith Lord named Darth Sidious, and fell to the dark side of the Force. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Darth Sidious turned Anakin into a monstrous half-man, half-machine named Darth Vader. Darth Vader served Darth Sidious in the evil empire, spreading fear throughout the galaxy. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. To protect Anakin's newborn son, Obi-Wan hid young Luke on the desert planet Tatooine. Over the years, he kept an eye on Luke to make sure he was safe. Many years later, when the galaxy needed his help again, Obi-Wan began teaching Luke in the ways of the Force. Together, they joined the battle against the evil empire. On a mission to destroy the Empire's ultimate weapon, the Death Star, Obi-Wan faced his old enemy, Darth Vader. But this time, Obi-Wan sacrificed himself and became one with the Force. Through the Force, Obi-Wan continued to guide Luke in his quest, in his quest to defeat Darth Vader and the evil Empire. Obi-Wan must have been proud as Luke saved Darth Vader from the dark side of the Force. Obi-Wan was reunited with his old apprentice in the Force. The galaxy was at peace. But the peace wouldn't last. Many years later, the evil emperor rose again. A new hero of the Force named Rey arose. A new hero of the Force named Rey arose. With the help of Obi-Wan and other famous Jedi from the past, the Emperor was defeated once and for all. For now, until he rises again. Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of the greatest Jedi in history, had helped bring peace to the galaxy again. Hooray for Obi-Wan Kenobi! And that is The Legend of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Thank you so much for listening to the second story tonight. I have a third story that I'll be reading tonight. Don't go anywhere because we are reading for our third story tonight. Star Wars Mandalorian. This is the way. And this is our third story, third and final story tonight. This is by Christopher Nicholas, illustrated by Shane Clester. The Mandalorian was alone. He spent his days chasing and capturing fugitives for pay. This was the way. But an unexpected mission changed all of that. He found a child. The Mandalorian had vowed to deliver the child to an enemy. But his heart told him that was not the way. So the Mandalorian broke his vow and rescued the child. Together, the Mandalorian and the child blasted off on exciting adventures. They met some friends. And some foes. The Mandalorian did his best to make sure the child was happy and well fed. He protected the child wherever they went. But sometimes the child protected him. The child had amazing powers. The child helped the Mandalorian heal his lonely heart. And the Mandalorian gave the child a home. They became a family. This was the way. And that is the end of The Mandalorian. This is the way. That is our third and final story tonight on May the Turkey Legs Be With You. There is one more installment in the series, Turkey Legs, May the Turkey Legs Be With You. Next Thursday will be the fifth and final. I've got another set of 3 stories, 3 Star Wars stories. Hopefully you'll return and hear those next Thursday. So with that, that's going to wrap up the stream. Yes, Debbie, they are adorable stories. Yes, Tina, whenever anybody dies in Star Wars, you need to put an asterisk by their name because they might come back. Thank you, Carol. Yes, I love the stories. So with that, I'm going to wrap up the stream tonight. Everybody watching live or in the replay, I want to thank you so much. If you're watching the replay, do take a moment and let me know in the comments that you were watching, and take a peek at my description, and you can see all the times that I go live throughout the week. Sunday evening, Tuesday evening, and Thursday evening currently are my times. And I have the stream times over there. I also upload videos and vlogs, or videos. I guess vlogs are videos, and shorts. I should say that videos and shorts from time to time when I make it to places of interest, such as Disney. I also will live stream from Disney once in a while. So check those out. Yes. So with that, thank you so much for listening. And remember, the Force will be with you always.